You're tuned into a Toe Forge frequency.
Yeah. You're tuned into the sounds of Toe Forge. Yeah. Listen up, this one's for the givers. Yeah. Sunrise paint or window paint, you're already on the move. Got a fire in your spirit. Got a point you need to prove. You the first one in the office, the last one to lead a light. Putting out a little fire, just to get the project right. You do the extra polish, you add the final perfect touch. They ask for just enough and you deliver way too much. Pouring your whole soul into the cracks that are in the wall. They pay you for the hands, but man, they get the heart and all for free. And you look at the exchange, it doesn't seem to add up right. You're giving them the daytime and they're giving you the night. The candle's burning brighter, but it's burning at both ends. You start to wonder where the honesty begins and where it ends. You know, this is for the underpaid souls, the ones who trade their daylight for a life that's less than whole. Giving out the passion, but you're taking home the toll. Just running on the fumes and losing all your self-control. For a story that's been bought and sold. Yeah, the underpaid souls. The coffee's getting weak, or maybe you're just worn and torn. Yeah, the brilliant spark you started with is now a dying storm. You're smiling out in meetings, say the things they wanna hear, but the voice inside your head is screaming, get me out of here. You used to love the challenge, you used to live for the whole game. Now every single victory just feels exactly the same. A quiet hollow echo in a big and empty room. Just another pretty flower that was destined not to bloom. What a shame, and you look at your reflection, it doesn't seem to add up right. You're giving them your colors and they're giving you the white. The candle's burning low, now it's just flickering the haze. You start to count the cost of living out your working days. Come on, yeah. This is for the underpaid souls, the ones who trade their daylight for a life that's less than whole. Giving out the passion, but you're taking home the toll. Just running on the fumes and losing all your self-control. For a story that's been bought and sold. Yeah, the underpaid souls. Yeah. But you can pour from a cup that's been bone dry for a week. And you can speak your own truth if it's their words that you speak. That honesty's a two-way street, it ain't a sacred vow. Cause if you ain't being honest with yourself, it don't matter anyhow. And it ain't about the money, it's the price your spirit pays. Just stuck on repeat through these long and empty days. So this is me clocking out for the night, maybe for good. This is me taking back the parts of me they misunderstood. So if you feel this in your bones, just know you're understood. We the underpaid souls.
Yeah. Another Tuesday morning, gotta iron out the creases in my shirt. Put the armor on and smile so nobody sees the dirt. How you doing? Couldn't be better. Yeah, I know my lines by heart. Yeah, play my role so well, I don't know where the acting stops or starts. Not long at the meeting, sip the coffee, praise the plan. Yeah, be a rock, be an island, be a solid, steady man. But behind the calm expression, behind the easy practice grin, there's a hurricane of static, a rebellion locked within. There's a version of me screaming, trying to claw out of my lungs. A dictionary of feelings, written in unspoken tongues. I just turn the volume down so no one else can hear the sound. As I'm standing on the fault line of this perfect peaceful ground. This is my quiet riot, or what nobody sees a fight I can't deny. Yeah, this is my quiet riot, trying Trying to keep the peace beneath the battle in my mind. I'm walking through the fire, but I'm never breaking sweat. The loudest scream you'll ever hear is the one I haven't let out yet. I see it in the others, in the corner of their eyes. The same rehearsed composure, the same well-tailored lies. We're all part of the same parade, marching neatly in a row to a rhythm that we hate, putting on a silent show. We talk about the weather, we talk about the game last night. We talk about everything except what's wrong and what is right. Cause if one of us should crack, if one of us should break the vow, the whole damn masquerade will come crashing to the ground right now. Yeah, when there's a million different voices screaming, trying to get free from every single person that is smiling back at me. We just turn the volume down, pretend we cannot hear the sound of a city full of fault lines buried safely underground. It's a my quiet riot, or where nobody sees a fight, I can't deny it. Yeah, this is my quiet riot, trying to keep the peace beneath the battle in my mind. I'm walking through the fire, but I'm never breaking sweat. The loudest scream you'll ever hear is the one I haven't let out. Yeah, no, 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 no. Yeah. Maybe courage isn't shouting. Maybe strength is holding on to the last thread of your sanity between the dusk and dawn. Yeah. Maybe peace is just a ceasefire, temporary truce. Yeah. Between the man the world expects and the man you can't reduce. Yeah. It's to a simple smiling portrait. Yeah. Cause it's messy and it's real. Yeah. And the deepest, truest things you know are the ones you can't reveal. Five empty bars, a hollow little icon in the sky. Floating wheelie spinning out a 21st century life. Trapped inside a canyon where the satellites don't speak. My phone is just a black glass mirror showing me my cheek. Tap the screen and wait for something, for a single little spark, but all gets a reflection of a stranger in the dark who wanted a distraction, just a voice to fill the space. But the world went and deleted every single trace. And it's funny how you reach for something that you know you cannot hold. Then you start to feel a different kind of silence, twice as cold. I keep checking for a message that was never gonna send. And that's when one connection's lost and another's gotta end. Cause I'm out of signal, but it's not about the phone. I feel a different kind of wirelessly alone, searching for a hot spot for the soul I used to know, trying to download a feeling from a long, long time ago. Yeah, I'm out of signal, stuck in airplane mode, carrying a heavy unuploadable load, just a ghost in the machine, watching the static grow, lost between the dial tone and the seeds I used to sow. In the seeds I used to sow. Person in the driver's seat, I don't recognize his eyes. He's saying all the right words, believing his own lies. My memories feel like movies that I watched but didn't star in, just a collection of real moments somebody left a scar in. I'm running on and know it's from a version long ago. My own heart is a number that I don't no longer know. There's a dial tone in my spirit where a conversation starts, just a pocket full of pieces of my own forgotten parts. And it's funny how you look for something that you know you'll never find. Then you realize the static is coming from your mind. I keep looking for an update that is never gonna send. And that's where the machine stops, and the man has to begin. Cause I'm out of signal,
But it's not about the phone, I feel a different kind of wirelessly alone. Searching for a hot spot, for the soul I used to know. Trying to download the feeling from a long, long time ago. Yeah, I'm out of signal, stuck in airplane mode. Carrying a heavy unuploadable load. Just a ghost in the machine, watching the static grow. Lost between the dial tone and the seeds I used to sow. And the seeds I used to sow. But maybe this dead zone is a necessary space. A quiet intervention from the noise of the human race. No notifications, no opinions, no demands. Just the weight of my own heartbeat right here in my own two hands. Maybe you gotta power down. Maybe you have to disconnect. To find that one true signal that your own soul can't detect. Out of signal. Out of signal. And for the first time in a long time, I think I'm ready to listen. Just listen to the static, to the silence. To the silent, to the silence.
Found a shoebox in my head this quiet afternoon. Tucked behind the rim receipts and underneath the moon. It's full of old Polaroids, all faded out to gray. Full of versions of myself I packed and put away. There's a letter never sent, a ticket for a train, a half a book of poems soaking in the abstract rain. The ideas are still perfect, every single word is true, but the statute of limitations is long since past due. And you think that time would file them down with sandy edges neat. You think the bitter would eventually give way to the sweet, but they got this interest rate of pain that I still have to pay. And it compounds a little more with every passing day. They're the past due dreams, the ghosts that haunt the quiet in between, the silent steady rhythm of a long forgotten scene. They don't scream, they don't shout, just a dull ache you will learn to live without. Yeah, they're overdue, it's true, but a part of them is still a part of you. There's a six string in a dusty case I haven't touched in years, still tuned to all the anthems of my younger, louder fears. There's a map of South America with lines drawn in the red, still remember every promise that the open highway said. There's a canvas in the corner, still painfully bright white, just waiting for a brush that got lost somewhere in the night. They're not failures, not exactly, they're more like phantom limbs, still reaching out for something on a set of broken whims. And I know that time should file them down, should sand the edges neat. I know the bitter was supposed to give way to the sweet, but they got this interest rate of pain that I can't help but pay. And it compounds a little more with every passing day. They're the past due dreams, the ghosts that haunt the quiet in between, the silent steady rhythm of a long forgotten scene. They don't scream, they don't shout, just a dull ache you have learned to live without. Yeah, they're overdue, it's true, but a part of them is still a part of you. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Maybe it's not weakness, this refusal to forget. Maybe they're the compass point to who I haven't been yet. They're the color of my sorrow and the texture of my doubt, but they're also the foundation of what I even care about. Cause you only mourn the things you loved, you only miss the heat of a fire you let die down on some forgotten street. Past due dreams, yeah, yeah. A part of them is still a part of you. Quiet in between, just a dull ache. Yeah, yeah. A part of you. gaze across. The back is straight, headphones on to seal my fate. Yeah, let's try this one more time. Find a rhythm, find a rhyme. Yeah, got an app for inner peace on my home screen, front and center. A soothing voice to be my guide, my spiritual menaces. Let your thoughts drift on by like clouds across the summer sky. But my phone is heavy in my hand and I can't help but wonder why the screen is dark. But I feel the weight, a silent heavy hum of 1,000 conversations waiting for my thumb. The lady says be in and out, just feel the air you breathe, while I'm picturing the chaos underneath this fragile reef. Inhale the calm, a steady beat. Exhale the tension of the street, but a ghost vibration starts to creep, waking up the worries from their sleep. Did I reply to that urgent threat? Are there angry comments I haven't read? Is the world still spinning on its head while I'm sitting here pretending to be dead? This ain't enlightenment, it's just a trend. This is that cheap zen, my friend. Paying $20 a month to pretend that the background static's gonna end. It's a digital nirvana haze for these anxious information days. A perfect picture of a soul that's free, running on a low percent battery. I do my yoga for the perfect angle, for the shot, post a filter, faded quote on what I'm not. Be here now in a clean sans serif font, while I'm chasing every single shiny thing I want. I sip the green tea, I burn the scented sage, trapped inside a comfortable and well-appointed cage, trying to buy the quiet that I sold for something loud. Just another lonely face inside a connected crowd. Inhale the calm, a steady beat. Exhale the feeling of defeat, cause a real notification starts to creep, and the promises I couldn't keep flash across my mind in blue and white, pulling me away with thought and might, from the fragile darkness to the blinding light, and I lose another pointless fight. This ain't enlightenment, it's just a trend. This is that cheap zen, my friend. Paying $20 a month to pretend that the background static's gonna end. It's a digital nirvana haze for these anxious information days. A perfect picture of a soul that's free, running on a low percent battery. Maybe peace ain't something you can download and install. Maybe silence doesn't live behind a glowing digital wall. Maybe you gotta unplug the whole damn thing to hear the quiet call. But who's got the courage left to really risk who's in it all? Yeah, who wants to be the one who doesn't get the joke while their whole entire universe is going up in smoke? The voice says gently open up your eyes, but they've been open this whole time, staring at the ceiling. Same old feeling, just breathe in and breathe out. Ping. The city's taking its last breath for the day. Yeah. Yeah. The moon is underwater, swimming in a hazy cloud. The noise is finally muted, nothing's thinking out loud. Street lights are just candles, dripping wax upon the cars. The world is packed away, it's cheap and temporary stars. The sky's a sheet of deep blue ink, the air is cool and still. Got a universe of feelings that the daylight couldn't feel. This ain't the kind of darkness that you need to be afraid of. It's the gentle, quiet backdrop that the real you is made of. And the thoughts roll in, yeah, slow and low. They ain't like smoke, they don't just drift and go. They got a little weight to them, a texture and a shape, a quiet sort of gravity that you can't escape. I'm living in these velvet shadows, where the truth don't make a single sound. My own private midnight meadows, where my weary soul can wander around. It ain't lonely, it ain't sad, no, it's just the only peace I've ever found. In these deep and velvet shadows, on my own sacred ground. Yeah, yeah. On my own sacred ground. Remember conversations that were held in rooms like this. The promises we sealed up with a hopeful little kiss. They flicker in the corners now, like movies on a wall. You see the beauty in the rising, you see the grace in the fall. Every ghost of who I've been comes out to sit with me. We don't talk about the future, we just let the present be. They don't judge me for the wrong turns or the chances that I blew, they just not. Cause in the darkness they are me and I am you. And these thoughts rolling, yet thick and slow. They ain't like smoke, they're the seeds you grow. They settle in your spirit, you can feel them taking root and bearing strange and beautiful and melancholy fruit. I'm living in these velvet shadows, where the truth don't make a single sound. My own private midnight meadows, where my weary soul can wander around. It ain't lonely, it ain't sad, no. It's just the only peace I've ever found. In these deep and velvet shadows, on my own sacred ground. On my own sacred ground. Some people run from this feeling. They need the frantic light, they need the noise to fill the spaces in the long and endless night. Oh, but I was born in this soft and quiet gloom. There's not a prison that you're locked in, man. It's just a bigger room. Yeah, a room to stretch your soul out, a room to finally breathe, a room to meet the person that you're trying to believe. Yeah, just a bigger room. Let the velvet fall, let it cover all these heavy thoughts and all. Yeah, let it fall. The past ain't dead, it ain't even past. It just digs in the crates and finds the perfect track to make it last. Yeah, check the playback. 94, maybe 95, the memories in soft focus. Baggy jeans, a Walkman pumping out the dopest. Newest track I couldn't buy, so I bought it for good from a kid who had my back down in the old neighborhood. Told him that I lost it with a straight and honest face. Watched him take the heat forward, then I vanished from the place. Just a minor sin, you know, a footnote in the script. A ghost inside a memory, a thought that I had skipped. But time's a patient DJ, just waiting for the sign to drop the needle on a record you forgot was everything. You spend your whole life running from the echoes and the hits, never think about the first cause of a moment just like this. It's that retro karma, baby, a boom bap echo in your head. It's a cassette tape of your lies, playing back what you once said. It's the ghost of your old high tops, walking back a heavy tread. That retro karma, waking up the dead. So today I'm in the pawn shop, just browsing through the junk, and I see a beat up Walkman. My heart kinda sunk behind the counter, smiling is the owner of the place, and it takes me half a second to remember his damn face. He says, man, long time no see, what brings you to my door? And the guilt hits like a bass drop right through the damn floor. Cause now I'm broken, desperate, trying to sell my old guitar, and my character is standing right behind his counter's bar. Yeah, time's a patient DJ, just waiting for the cue to play the song you wrote yourself right back in front of you. You spend your whole life running, thinking that you gotta wait, then the beat comes back around and make you finally pay. It's that retro karma, baby, a boom bap echo in your head. It's a cassette tape of your lies, playing back what you once said. It's the ghost of your old high tops, walking back a heavy tread. That retro karma, waking up the day. Expiration date on seeds that you have sown. Every whisper in the dark one day becomes a megaphone. Every shortcut that you take just makes the final journey long, and the beat is gonna find you to correct whatever's wrong. The pain is just the feedback, the distortion and the hum from a past that's uninvited, but you know it had to come. Yeah, a retro karma, the needle finds the groove and it plays. Just for you, it plays, and sunbeam cutting through the attic window haze, lighting up the relics of my younger, louder days. I trace a line across a dusty, silent record sleeve, remembering a feeling I was scared to ever leave. This place was once a ballroom, this place was once a stage. Now it's just a quiet room, slowly turning a new page. Every object tells a story that I almost forgot about, the person I became and the person I'm not. And everything is coated in a delicate design, not the gray of sad neglect, but a faded amber shine. It's the residue of laughter, the fallout of a flame. And when I whisper to the quiet, it still whispers back my name. We can call it golden dust, the aftermath of passion and trust. Yeah, everything that used to gleam so bright is now just sleeping in a softer light. But it ain't sadness, and it sure ain't rust. It's just golden dust. There's a map with folded creases of a trip we never took, a dried out ink pen resting on a half-completed book, a pair of worn out sneakers that knew 1,000 streets, dancing to a playlist of forgotten soulful beats. They don't shine anymore, they don't ask to be brand new, they just hold the memory of what they helped me through. The glory isn't in the polish, it's a thing you can't restore. It's in the proof they lived a life and couldn't ask for more. And it's all coated in that delicate design, yeah. Not the gray of sad neglect, but a faded holy shine. It's the residue of living, the fallout of a flame. And when I whisper to the quiet, it still whispers back my name. We can call it golden dust, the aftermath of passion and trust. Yeah, everything that used to gleam so bright is now just sleeping in a softer light. But it ain't sadness, and it sure ain't rust. It's just golden dust, yeah. It's just golden, yeah. It's just golden dust. Some people see the past and all they wanna do is sweep. They think the memories are secrets that are dangerous to keep. They want the sharp and modern, they want the clean and clear. They're running from the echoes that they're terrified to hear. But the glitter was just chapter one, a bright and burning spark. The real story is the beauty that survives inside the dark, yeah. Yeah, survives inside the dark, yeah, yeah. It's golden dust, oh, let it settle on the floor, yeah. Don't need to shine anymore, let it settle, it's enough, yeah, it's enough. Yeah, yeah, it's enough, yeah, yeah, it's enough, yeah, 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 it's enough. Yeah, they take the freeway, I take the scenic route home. Let the notifications pile up on my phone. They're chasing headlines, I'm reading chapter 3 of a dusty book that seems to get the quiet part of me. They're making power moves, I'm learning to make bread, watering a plant that everybody else gave up for dead. They want the life hack, the shortcut, the cheat sheet for the test. I'm just trying to feel the rhythm in my own damn chest. It's not a statement, not a fight, not a war I'm trying to win. It's just a quiet conversation between my soul and my skin. It's tuning out the static so I can finally tune into where the noise of the world ends and where I truly begin, yeah. And this is my soft rebellion, no picket signs held in the air, just finding my own baseline in a world that doesn't care. This is my quiet riot, a peaceful refusal of the race, my own declaration of independence in my own time and in my own space, and in my own space. They're scrolling through the future, I'm just trying to own the now. They're collecting followers, I'm trying to remember how to hold a conversation without glancing at a screen, to find the beauty in the ordinary, simple and unseen. They said I had to be somebody, had to climb and never stop. I'm more concerned with the foundation than I am with the top. Said no to the party, not because I couldn't go, but because the company in silence is the best I'll ever know. It's not a statement, not a protest, not a point I'm trying to prove. It's just a steady, subtle feeling of finding my own groove. It's tuning out that version of who I'm supposed to be, so I can finally hear the person that is actually me. This is my soft rebellion, no picket signs held in the air, just finding my own baseline in a world that doesn't care. This is my quiet riot, a peaceful refusal of the race, my own declaration of independence
in my own time and in my own space. And in my own space. Yeah. Don't need a megaphone to make my meaning clear. My truth is in the coffee that I'm slowly brewing here. It's in the long walk with no purpose, the song I sing off key. It's choosing my own version of what it means to be free. It's not about subtraction, it's about what you protect. That little patch of garden for your own self-respect. Yeah, for my own self-respect. In my own time, yeah, my own space. Yeah, for my own self-respect. In my own time, yeah, my own space. Phone is on silent. The rain is coming down. For the first time in a long time, I'm just listening.
This heart is a terminal. This memory's a runway. And I see the faces coming back to me on any given Sunday.
I remember you, back when the pavement was still new. We drew our future flight plans out in chalk and swore that they come true. But your engines fired up one hazy afternoon in June. A silver bird that vanished from my skyline way too soon. Now all that's left is a tire mark, a faded black tattoo, a perfect smoky signature on the concrete, proving you. And every now and then I walk the line and feel the chill of a takeoff that is over, but a silence that is still. You get used to the departures, you learn to know the signs. Just another empty gate, another faded painted line. I'm walking with these runway ghosts, the beautiful and brief, a silhouette of vapor, a shadow of belief. They taxi in your memory, they take off with your grief, and leave a little piece of them behind for your relief. Yeah, I'm living with these runway ghosts, forever in the haze. From the quiet, empty midnights to the sunlit, busy days. There was a mentor who gave me wings, taught me to read the sky. A lover who promised we'd cruise at altitude and said a quick goodbye. There's a version of my younger self who thought he'd never land. Just another blinking navigation light that faded from my hand. Each one gets a final call, a boarding pass to leave. Each one leaves a different kind of pattern on my sleeve, and my sleeve. And I stand here in the control tower, just watching them ascend, knowing every single journey has to have a different end. You get used to the horizon, how it swallows them up whole, leaving just another story etched upon your soul. Yeah. I'm walking with these runway ghosts, the beautiful and brief, a silhouette of vapor, a shadow of belief. They taxi in your memory, they take off with your grief, and leave a little piece of them behind for your relief. Yeah, I'm living with these runway ghosts, forever in the haze. From the quiet, empty midnights to the sunlit, busy days. You could call it lonely, standing on this long and empty strip, but these marks aren't scars you see, they're a map for the whole trip. Every faded rubber burnish line's a lesson that I've known. Every ghost is a reminder that I never walked alone. They taught me how to navigate the turbulence inside, gave me landmarks in my spirit where there's nothing left to hide. Yeah, a map for the whole trip. Never walked alone, just me and the runway ghost. Under the landing lights, quiet now, real quiet. Na 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 na.
Yeah. Hey, 3 a.m. the city's breathing slow and deep and low, trying to sketch a future, trying to watch a new dream grow. Got a blueprint in my pocket and a vision in my soul, but there's a hum behind the silence that is taking this control. A flicker in the black, a whisper in the hush, like a rising tide of data in a simulator rush. It starts out as a whisper, then it turns into a buzz, and it makes you forget everything you ever really was. It's the ghost of every headline, the echo of the feed. It's 1,000 tiny voices planting worry like a seed. This infinite scroll is running laps behind my eyes, and the truth just gets buried underneath a million little lies. Got this cloud static in my attic, breaking up the signal, making everything dramatic. Trying to hear my own thoughts, but the interference screams. This digital storm is drowning out my analog dreams. Yeah, this cloud static, it's systematic, leaves my spirit feeling weary and my focus so erratic. Just searching for the silence that lives somewhere in between, but this digital storm is washing every single vision clean. I lose the plot mid-sentence, forget the point I'm trying to make. My ambition's getting pixelated, for goodness sake. The person I was yesterday sent a message I can't read. It's lost inside the chaos, it's a forgotten creed. My blueprints for tomorrow are corrupted files today, and the signal of my own heart just gets lost along the way. I'm reaching for a memory, a feeling or a face, but it glitches in the static of this overwhelming space. It's the ghost of every headline, the echo of the feed. It's 1,000 tiny voices planting worry like a seed. This infinite scroll is running laps behind my eyes, and my dreams are getting buried underneath a million little lies. Got this cloud static in my attic, breaking up the signal, making everything dramatic. Trying to hear my own thoughts, but the interference screams. This digital storm is drowning out my analog dreams. Yeah, this cloud static, it's systematic, leaves my spirit feeling weary and my focus so erratic. Just searching for the silence that lives somewhere in between, but this digital storm is washing every single vision clean. I need to pull the plug, I need to disconnect the wires. I need to build a shelter from my own digital fires. Let the updates fail, let the notifications die. Just need one clear channel to the stars up in the sky. Let the whole world buffer, let the signal bars all fall, so I can finally hear the whisper of my own damn call. My own damn call, yeah. Drowning out the dreams, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All this cloud static, yeah. Yeah, breaking up the signal, washing the vision clean. Static, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All this cloud static, yeah. Yeah. Static.
Yeah, 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 and go.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. 3 a.m. the rain is washing all the colors from the signs. My collar's turned up to the wind, walking on blurred lines. A hand up in the air, hoping for a pair of friendly yellow lights, cutting through the lonely fabric of these long and weary nights. The old sedan pulled over, smelled of coffee, pine and age. Yeah. The driver was a silhouette turning a new page. Yeah. The radio was crackling some forgotten soulful tune. He just nodded at me underneath the cold and sleeping moon. Yeah. I gave him the address, a place I needed to be. He looked me in the eyes through the rearview mirror, see. Yeah. And he said, I can take you there, son. Yeah, that's an easy enough ride. But are you sure that destination matches where you are inside? Yeah. He said, we're all just passengers trying to outrun the pain. The meter's always running in the sunshine and the rain. Don't you worry about the traffic, don't you worry about the speed. The most important turns you make ain't the ones the asphalt leaves. Yeah, that's the taxi gospel, son, the only truth I read. Yeah, I just sat there stunned and silent, watching wipers beat the time. Yeah, yeah. As we floated through the avenues of consequence and crime. Yeah, he pointed at the skyscraper, said they're just glass and steel desires, full of people burning out their own internal fires. Yeah, he didn't raise his voice, just kept it steady, low and deep. Everyone's in a hurry, son, even in their sleep. They buy their tickets, take their seats and stare straight on ahead, never once enjoying the simple ride itself instead. Yeah, yeah. And I look past his reflection to the wisdom in his face. Yeah, yeah. He said the biggest trap in life isn't losing the whole race. Yeah, it's forgetting that you're running and
just passengers trying to outrun the pain. The meter's always running in the sunshine and the rain. Don't you worry about the traffic, don't you worry about the speed. The most important turns you make ain't the ones the asphalt leaves. That's the taxi gospel song, the only truth I read. The tide slowed to a whisper, we were parked outside my door. The city seemed much quieter than it ever was before, yeah. I fumbled for my wallet, but he just killed the light. Said your payment is to sit with what you heard from me tonight. And when you're driving your own life, yeah, lost and in the dark, yeah, yeah, just remember that the ending is as hopeful as the start, yeah, yeah. I closed the door behind me, yeah, and he just drove away, yeah. A prophet in a yellow cab with nothing left to say, yeah. And his words hung in the mist now, a final fading creed, yeah, yeah, the taxi gospel, yeah, the only one you need, yeah, the only one you need.
O'clock sun, not a single cloud in sight. The kind of day that's painted in a sharp and perfect light. Got the crisp October air, the smell of drying leaves. The whole world looks exactly like the way that it deceives. People smile and walk on by, they play their little parts, but I can almost see the gears turning in their hearts. It's like the heat haze rising from the asphalt on the street. Everything looks wavy, every truth feels incomplete. It's like I'm watching life from just behind a pane of glass, where every single second is designed to never last. A perfect photograph is starting to distort and bend. You can see the start of everything, but you can't believe the end. Call it the midday mirage. This whole world's a beautiful shimmering camouflage. I see the buildings wave, I see the pavements swim. It's a perfect sunny day, so where does the lie begin? Yeah, yeah, this midday mirage, a well-rehearsed and elegant artistic sabotage. Everything you reach for isn't really there at all, just a pretty picture waiting for the inevitable fall. Yeah, heard a conversation flowing from a table to my right. It sounded so important, full of passion, full of might, but the words were only echoes, just a comfortable routine. Like actors who've forgotten what the lines they're saving mean. Saw a child chase a pigeon, saw it fly into the blue. For a second it was real, for a second it was true. Then I saw my own reflection in a polished window pane. A stranger looking back at me, standing in the manufactured rain. I'm still watching from behind that lonely pane of glass, where every single future is a shadow of the past. This perfect photograph is buckling under the strain. You can feel the coming thunder, but you cannot see the rain. Call it the midday mirage. This whole world's a beautiful shimmering camouflage. I see the buildings wave, I see the pavements swim. It's a perfect sunny day, so where does the lie begin? Yeah, yeah, this midday mirage, a well-rehearsed and elegant artistic sabotage. Everything you reach for isn't really there at all, just a pretty picture waiting for the inevitable fall. Yeah, maybe I'm the one who's broken, maybe I'm the one who's wrong. Maybe I'm just hearing static in the world's most happy song. But what if seeing through it is the only way to see that all the solid things we trust are just a fantasy, agreed upon by everyone to keep the fear at bay. And I just woke up in the middle of this bright and hollow day. Yeah, this bright and hollow day. The pavement swims, and the lie begins, yeah, and the lie begins, yeah, right behind my eyes, beneath this perfect sky, yeah, perfect sky, yeah, perfect sky, yeah, 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 bright up at the bow.
Used to wear my opinions like a hand-me-down coat, spoken quotations that I learned how to quote. My whole damn style was just a carefully curated shelf, a collage of someone else and someone else and someone else. I chased a horizon somebody else painted, walked a straight line till I nearly fainted. Had the right answers, knew the right songs to play, and wondered why I felt so cold at the end of the day. Cause the words felt like strangers just sitting on my tongue. The rhythm was was perfect, but the song was all wrong. You can't feel the heat from a photograph of the sun. You can't finish a race that you never chose to run. I was living on that borrowed fire, trying to stay warm in another man's light. It'll get you through the evening, but it never lasts the night. Just an echo in the quiet till you finally start to fight for a single lonely spark to set your own world alight.
Yeah. So I turned the volume down on all the voices in my head, peeled the posters off the wall, or made the borrowed bed, stood there in the silence, felt naked and exposed, with no map for the territory and all the roads were closed. For a while there was nothing but the static and the hum. My own reflection felt like a stranger I become, searching for a signal in the noise, a crack in the facade, just one authentic whisper from a half-forgotten God.
And the silence felt like judgment, every echo felt so wrong, 'cause you can't learn to sing your truth by just humming along. You can't feel the heat from a photograph of the sun. The real work only starts when all the easy parts are done. Done living on a borrowed fire, trying to stay warm in another man's light. It'll get you through the evening, but it never lasts the night. Just an echo in the choir, and I'm ready for the fight, for a single lonely spark to set my own world alight.
Yeah. And then it happened in the quiet, where I thought that nothing grew. Yeah, not a lightning strike from heaven, not a flash of sudden blue. Yeah, just a flicker in my chest, something stubborn, small and true. Yeah, a single thought that didn't come from anyone I knew. It didn't scream, it didn't burn, it just held a steady glow. First seed of a garden I would have to learn to grow. It ain't a bonfire, not yet anyway. Yeah, it's just enough to see my hands. Yeah, just enough to find my way. No more borrowed work, no more borrowed heat. Yeah, just my own fire, small and slow and sweet. The one I know, the one I know. Yeah. Weak morning sun cuts through the blinds, paints the dust in the air. Coffee's going cold inside a cup that we were meant to share. Thumbing through the records in the crate of silent archaeology. Every faded cover is a chapter of you and me. Pull one out, I know the one your favorite one to play, the one we wore the grooves out on some other rainy day. Slide the black disc from the sleeve, a circle holding time. For a minute everything feels like it's gonna be just fine, and then the needle drops, the gentle hiss and crackle starts to sound. And the memories I buried deep come rising from the ground. Yeah, the bass line starts to walk. Yeah, the horns begin to weep. Yeah, and promises I couldn't keep are stirred up from their sleep. Yeah, this is Sunday vinyl, spinning slow and low, filling up the silence everywhere I go. But every single note just reminds me you're away. The Sunday vinyl is the price I have to pay. The singer's voice is velvet, the drummer's in the pocket, but there's a hole inside the music and nothing seems to lock it. Just me and this old record in the solitary grave. I remember you here barefoot, dancing in the living room, chasing out the shadows, chasing out the gloom. You close your eyes and say the song can make the world stand still. A little bit of magic on a dusty windowsill. Now I trace the patterns on the floor where you used to be, and the singer's asking questions that were meant for you, not me. It's funny how a melody can be a photograph, a perfect frozen moment that you can't get back. And when the needle drops, the gentle hiss and crackle starts to sound. Yeah, and the ghost of your perfume starts to drift and hang around. Yeah, the bass line starts to walk. Yeah, the horns begin to weep. Yeah, and promises I couldn't keep are stirred up from their sleep. Yeah, this is Sunday vinyl, spinning slow and low, filling up the silence everywhere I go. But every single note just reminds me you're away. The Sunday vinyl is the price I have to pay. The singer's voice is velvet, the drummer's in the pocket, but there's a hole inside the music and nothing seems to lock it. Just me and this old record in the solitary grave. Maybe I should stop it,
just lift the needle on, yeah. Protect myself from memories, protect myself from harm. But the pain is kind of proof, a testament that it was real, yeah. This melancholic comfort is the only thing I feel. This record is a scar that tells a story I survived, a reminder of the moment I was truly most alive. The final chorus fades away, the song is almost done, yeah. Just a lonely trumpet playing to the morning sun, and then the hiss and crackle, yeah, and the click, yeah, yeah. The sound of the needle leaving the last groove, and the room is quiet again, just quiet. Ah, quiet, ah, quiet, just quiet. Ah, quiet, ah, quiet. Toe Forge on the mic. Check it. We drew a line in the sand and we shook on the deal. Polite conversation about how we both feel. We smiled for the cameras, yeah, we said all the right words like a pair of politicians for the rest of the world. Sign our names on the dotted line of a page that felt so clean. Ceasefire in the open, if you know what I mean. Put the weapons on the table, agree to let it all be. But your eyes were still guarded and so were mine, you see. And when you turned and walked away, and I turned back to my side, the silence that we left behind had everything to hide. Cause the ink ain't even dry yet, but the truth is plain to see. This armistice is only between you and me, not the war inside of me. We got a fake peace treaty, but we never changed the laws. This ain't a resolution, nah, this is just a pause. My mind is still a battlefield, the bombs are still inside. Just a temporary truce with nowhere left to hide. Yeah, a fake peace treaty written on a page of lies. The war is in the quiet and the judgment in our eyes. Back inside my own space, four walls and a locked door, but in my head, man, it's still World War IV. I'm digging trenches in the darkness, reliving every single fight, replaying every single word we didn't say last night. The television's on, but I don't hear a single sound, cause the ghost of every argument is still marching around. They say the war is over, but I ain't heard no final bell. This quiet that we pay for feels a lie like a private hell. We got a fake peace treaty, but we never changed the laws. This ain't a resolution, nah, this is just a pause. My mind is still a battlefield, the bombs are still inside. Just a temporary truce with nowhere left to hide. Yeah, a fake peace treaty written on a page of lies. The war is in the quiet and the judgment in our eyes. We called it peace because we were tired, too tired to throw a stone, too scared to be the villain, too scared to be alone. But this quiet kind of warfare, it leaves a different kind of scar. It doesn't scream, it just reminds you of exactly who you are. A soldier in a silent room, fighting with a ghost, and wondering which part of you is what you hate the most. For real, a fake peace treaty, yeah, yeah. So who you signing it for? I'm still at war. It's just quiet. Yeah, yeah. toe forge. Let it breathe for a minute. We never signed a single line, never shook on a deal. No terms and conditions, making sure that it was real. It was just a shared umbrella in a sudden summer rain. A knowing kind of silence that could medicate the pain. It was a stolen t-shirt that still smelled a bit like you. A half-forgotten coffee cup, a faded point of view. There was no 5-year plan, man, no calculated art. Just two hands in the darkness looking for a place to start, you know. And people, they always want to see the paperwork to proof. They want the black and the white, the undeniable truth. But all we ever had was a feeling in a room, a temporary flower in a state of constant bloom. And then this was the no receipt love. No receipt love. No warranty, no money back guarantee. Guarantee love. Yeah, nothing to return when it's all just a memory. Can't exchange love. You can't exchange the damage, can't refund the rush. What it was, and that it was enough. That no receipt love. So when the season turned and the colors bled to gray, there wasn't any fine print there to show us the way. No customer support line, no one to put on hold. Just a story that was finished and a chapter that was closed. Check it, no one to sue for damages, no one to take the blame. Just a quiet hollow echo of the whisper of a name. Cause you can't break a promise that was never really made. You just accept the heavy price that willingly was paid. And they still ask for answers, man, they still wanna see the proof. Some faded photograph to show the undeniable truth. But all we ever had was a lesson in a room, a bittersweet perfume fading way too soon. This was that no receipt love. No receipt love. No warranty, no money back guarantee. No receipt, yeah. Nothing to return when it's all just a memory. No receipt love. You can't exchange the damage, can't refund the rush. It was what it was, and that was enough. That no receipt love. And maybe that's the only kind that's truly worth the cost. The kind you can't insure, the kind that can't be lost. Cause you never really owned it, it was never yours to claim. It was just a bit of shelter, a candle in the flame. It don't come in a box, it don't have a return date. It just happens to you, man. Call it love, call it fate. Yeah. No receipt love. You just give it. No receipt love. No returns. No receipt love. Just, yeah, live. No receipt love. Yeah. A little late night transmission for the lonely ones. From your man, toe forge. Listen. Yeah. 3 a.m. in the city's breathing on a low steady hum. My balcony's a confession booth for where I'm coming from. Just one more, yeah, that's the promise that I always seem to break. For the quiet little moment, for my own damn sanity's sake. I watched the cherry burning a tiny red comet in the dark, drawing lines between the streetlights, trying to leave a maker's mark on a page that's already full, you know. And the whole world gets quiet, the traffic fades away. Nothing left to listen to, nothing left to say. And the smoke curls like a question mark you can't articulate. Right down to the filter where the honest answers wait. Yeah, it's the cigarette oracle, speaking low and true, spilling out the secrets in the haze of smoky blue. The meaning of it all, for a minute, man, you knew. Then the morning comes and steals the whole damn thought from you. Yeah, the cigarette oracle, it never lies, it's true. Just a little prophecy that you can't hold on to. Yeah. And for a second it was crystal, it all made perfect sense. The past and the future, the cost and the expense. That girl, that job, that wrong turn that I made on 2nd Street. It wasn't a mistake, just a rhythm for my feet. Had the perfect line to fix it. The one thing I should've said, it was right there, man, balanced on a silver smoky thread. Felt like I could solve it all if I just had another hour. Yeah, that's the fleeting magic, that's the temporary power. Cause the world gets real quiet, the traffic fades away. Nothing left to listen to, nothing left to say. And the smoke curls like a question mark you can't articulate. Right down to the filter where the honest answers wait.
Yeah, it's the cigarette oracle, speaking low and true, spilling out the secrets in the haze of smoky blue. The meaning of it all, for a minute, man, you knew. Yeah, then the morning comes and steals the whole damn thought from you. Yeah, the cigarette oracle, it never lies, it's true. Yeah, just a little prophecy that you can't hold on to. Yeah, then the alarm clock screams, a world away from there. Sunlight on the floorboards, dust hanging in the air, and you try to catch the wisp of it, that thought beyond compare. But it's gone, man, just a ghost upon the stair. Yeah, like a song you barely heard. At the very break of dawn, you know it was beautiful, but the melody is gone. Yeah, the cigarette oracle tells you everything and nothing at all. Just a little circle of fire before the fall. Tap the air, stub it out. That's the end of the show. Until tomorrow night, I suppose. I suppose. Yeah, tomorrow night, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow night, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. A little something from yours truly, Tug Forge. Let it breathe.
The city's taking its last breath, a final weary sigh. My brain is locking up the files and shutting down the lights. The logical department's closed, the blinds are pulled down low. My common sense is clocking out, got nowhere left to go. Yeah, my body's on the sofa, man, it's anchored in the deep. My thoughts are counting backwards, trying to put themselves to sleep. Yeah, the factory is silent, the machines are cool and still. Yeah, got an ironclad decision from my own executive will. It's over, but down in the basement there's a generator hum, a stubborn little engine that ain't listening to anyone. It's burning fuel on memories, it's working through the night, while the rest of me is begging just to turn off the damn light. You know, my mind punched out at 5 p.m. said call it a day, but my heart is working overtime, and it ain't asking for no pay. Yeah, my mind is sleeping soundly, already gone and checked away, but my heart is working overtime, and it's got so much to say, so much to say. Check it. It's rereading no messages, looking for a sign, connecting dots and memories on its own chaotic time. It's painting your face on the back of my closed eyes, and it's playing back the echoes of 1,000 small goodbyes. It doesn't care about the morning, doesn't worry about the rent. It's invested in the currency that's emotionally spent. Pulls a double shift on a maybe or it might have been a win, then it clocks back in tomorrow just to do it all again. Cause up in the office everything is clean and put away. There's no room for the messy parts at the closing of the day. But the heart ain't got a schedule, man, it doesn't get a break. It just keeps on beating for its own damn stubborn sake. My mind punched out at 5 p.m. said call it a day, but my heart is working overtime, and it ain't asking for no pay. Yeah, my mind is sleeping soundly, already gone and checked away, but my heart is working overtime, and it's got so much to say, so much to say. Logic just wants answers, wants it all to be resolved. A tidy little puzzle that can easily be solved, but a feeling isn't data, you can't just shut it down. Emotion is the last light on in a sleeping quiet town, so you let it run its course, you let it ache, you let it burn. It's a lesson that the conscious mind will probably never learn, right? Overtime, yeah, just working overtime. That thump thump doo 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 doo. All night. Toe Forge, yeah. Yeah, just let it beat. Yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah, yeah. You're talking golden phrases that just hang there in the air. Your laugh is like a melody that says you'll always care. You paint these pretty pictures and you frame them in my mind, the kind of perfect masterpiece you always hope to find. Yeah. It's comfortable, it's easy like a slow and gentle tide, a warm and cozy shelter where my lonely thoughts can hide. You make the world feel simple, you make the chaos cease, and you sell it to me every day, a little piece of peace. But sometimes in the quiet when the pretty words are done, I feel a certain emptiness, a shadow from the sun, and a little tiny question starts to flicker and to burn about the lessons that you teach me that I never seem to learn. And we're just living on that honey smoke, so sweet upon the tongue it makes you choke. A beautiful and perfect lie that's whispered till you're broke. Yeah, we're breathing in that honey smoke, a temporary antidote for a truth so cold and heavy you would do anything to float. Yeah, you map it out forever like it's written in the stars. You talk about the healing while you're pointing out the scars. Your promises are treasures, they all glitter and then gleam. You're the architect and builder of this perfect waking dream. But I saw you check your watch today when you thought I didn't see, and your eyes were looking past my face at a place I'll never be. You build a future with your hands, but they're just shaping empty space, a ghost of a tomorrow that will never find its place. And the silence is much louder now the pretty words are done. I see the coming shadow in the slowly fading sun, and that little tiny question, well, it's grown into a fire that's burning through the scenery and calling you a lie. Cause we're just living on that honey smoke, so sweet upon the tongue it makes you choke. A beautiful and perfect lie that's whispered till you're broke. Yeah, we're breathing in that honey smoke, a temporary antidote for a truth so cold and heavy you would do anything to float. Yeah, and I'm addicted to the taste, I'm addicted to the haze. I let you burn my lungs away for these beautiful fake days. But poison, poison, even if you serve it in a golden cup. And I think my time for drinking from this emptiness is up. The sweetest lies still a cage, no matter how you dress the bars. And I'm tired of wishing on your artificial star. Yeah, the smoke is clearing now, and all I taste is ash, all that pretty honey, gone in a flash. Yeah, gone